And hello, people. Today, if I'm a little quiet, something going on in my throat. So, don't worry too much about it. That's why I'm a little quieter than usual. But today we are reacting to D-2 by Agust D. This is his second album of his career. I reacted to D-Day already. Soon I think RM's Right Place, Wrong Person, or Wrong Person, Right Place, will be dropping very soon. If you like this, please like and subscribe. For more Agust D music. And yeah, let's get into the first song, Moonlight. Ow. Moonlight is the opening song of D-2, a more mellow track compared to the past songs. Yoonji opens his mixtape with a narrative of him giving himself a pep talk. To release the follow-up to his first mixtape, Agust D. The song shares a narrative of him as a music producer and how he questions his own abilities and whether he is whether he is as great as the rest of the world perceives him to be. At the end, however, he resolves his inner turmoil by remarking how all he can do is continue on with his life and hope that he is doing what he is meant to be doing.
Okay. Yeah. 3년이 지났네. 아가스티. 야, 솔직히 몇 곡 넣을지 잘 모르겠어. 그냥 씨발 그냥 하는 거지 뭐. 오케이. Yo. 시작은 초라했지 됐고 그래 남산 동지하에서 이제는 펜하우스 한 남자야. 아직도 꿈에서 깨지 못하는 비트팬. 내 머릿속 현실은 이상과 싸워 지겹게. 내 가장 큰 적을 속아내 화. 그보다 더 지독한 내 안의 그럼과의 싸움. 가끔씩 쉽게 원망해 왜 이런 삶을 살게 한지. 내가 뭐를 하는지 음악을 사랑하는지. 가끔씩 괴물로 돌아갈 수만이 돌아갈 거냐고 글쎄 그건 고민 중. 내가 가진 게 쉽게 얻은 것 같다가 씨발 예고생한 거 보상받는 것 같단 말은 아직 이게 엇보인 거 존나 높게 난 있는 겹치는 공허 양산동에서 시작한 10년은 더 지났지만 그때랑 똑같네 머리가 복잡한 건 fuck 새벽에 맞는 저답이 여전히 그때와
Now let's get into this here. Let's see what he meant by this. Beginnings were humble. Daechwita, from the basement in Namsangdong to a penthouse in Hannam, the hill now. Youngji started his music career in a studio in the basement of a building in Namsangdong. Daegu. He has previously stated this in Hip Hop File. And never mind. Thanks to them, I declined a stable life and threw myself into a studio in Namsang Daegu. In 2017, Yoonji, with other members of BTS, moved from their dorms to the luxurious $6.5 million apartment Hannam the Hill in Seoul, beside the Han River. It is considered to be one of the most expensive real estate properties in the city. The Peter Pan who still cannot wake up from his dream. During the press conference of the 2017 BTS Live Trilogy Episode 3, The Wings Tour, the final, Bang PD said that Yoonjin told him, "I don't want to be a grown-up." It also inspired the era, the most beautiful, inspired the era of the most beautiful moment in my life. He said that if he could not lose his dream, devoting himself to achieve it, he should not be an adult, but a boy. Then we go to In My Head, the reality fights with the ideal tirelessly. The ideal life and world which someone may fight so hard to achieve is never always possible. That is very, very true. Daily, his imagination struggles to stay alive in the reality of the world in which he lives. The things he wants, the things he needed to thrive and survive seem so impossible in the reality of this day. And that's very true. Some people, it is very hard to achieve your dream and things of those natures. My biggest opponent my biggest enemy is the anger inside me, which is a lot of people's things going on in life. You know, most people, the enemy is mostly themselves and not really many others. So sometimes that the biggest op in your life could be you. You could be your biggest op in your life, or your biggest opponent. Even though you are competing with yourself, sometimes you have to praise yourself. It's okay to critique yourself, but not all the time. The biggest enemy face is not someone with a knife or a gun. It is himself. He is both intimidated by and scared of his inability to control the anger he can feel. His inability and possibility of spiraling out of control brings uncertainty, which adds more fear of his own anger. So gang got a little anger problem. Sometimes I resent God, asking why he made me live a life like this. What am I doing? And if I love music at all. Usually ask questions God presents. Before in the past, with his verse in BTS 2017 song, A Supplementary Story, you never walk alone. Hey, why does God always make us feel lonely? Golly. A believer in fate, he wonders why this is the life he is leading of all lives. Not able to find the answer himself and instead look towards a greater being. He poses the philosophical question of what the meaning of his life is, not coming to a solid resolution. He simply recognizes that he should continue living with the gift and passion. Even with that line of him questioning God's presence in his life, I think even if you're the most up Christian, sometimes you might hit that low of questioning God's power and will. I definitely have personally, even though I still believe sometimes I do question it, even with some things of not even my personal life. Sometimes I just question things and the things you do. Like right now, you know, if you heard the files of Epstein and Donald Trump and things of those natures, sometimes I just ask God, like, why? How did he get a blessing of Trump being born rich, and now he's done horrible things to young, older, and current people of the U.S.? And how could a person like Epstein have all the blessings in the world and find a way to make it in life to be the worst person that you could ever be? And people like the R. Kellys, now they're in the Elon Musk. Now you have people like a MJ or Obama, or a lot of good people. Sometimes then you come to yourself and you question if God is giving you the wrong hand, or he just simply don't care about you. Or when you make it, God has blessed you with the right hand. And you kind of question it. Like one saying, oh no, I ain't gonna say that, but some people do questions God's power. And then, is it right? It's up to you to think if it's right. To me, Christianity, to me, I do believe in God, but sometimes it is questions that you need to ask. Like you have questions for that you don't know if you're gonna get the answer for. But for me personally, I do believe, I do have questions, and if I pass and able to see the one that helped bring life into the world, God or Jesus, I hope I can ask questions one of those days. But right now, I'm young and living my life, every step, all those. But this is a very understandable and relatable line. Let's go to the next one. The next one says, "But I'm so hungry. Would this be karma? The emptiness that I feel after flying fucking high. Although it's been more than 10 years since I started in Nam Song Gong. It's the same. It's the same that my head is a mess. Fuck that." Yoonjin is known for his candiness about mental health, which is rare from idols in South Korea due to cultural taboos. But this has slowly been changing. In his previous mixtape, Yoonjin wrote about his experiences with mental illness and how they have been a constant in his life all the way back from young childhood. Depression, OCD, they keep coming back again from time to time. Hell no, perhaps that might be my true self. Damn, huh? Feeling exaggerated. In reality, the conflict with the ideal. My head hurts. Around the age of 18, I developed social anxiety, right? That was when my mind was gradually polluted. It feels like something is missing no matter how much he achieves, which is something he again explores in his mixtape. That time I thought success would make everything fine. But you see as time goes by, I feel like I'm turning into a monster. Then we're getting to the hook. I think I'll read this. "The moonlight that shines on me at dawn, it's still the same as then. Thinking about success, life hasn't changed around it. Through his own individual life may be improved and success achieved. The same moon as when success seems so far away looks down upon him with the same sincerity of a moon which it always had. People die, people live, the moon stays the same in all lives, no matter financial wealth, physical health. The same moon watches us all at all times of our life. We may change as a person, but our world stays the same around us." This year, changes are fated to happen to everyone. Perhaps it is how we change that is our karma to bear. During his vlog about the story behind the songs of D-2 mixtape, Yoonji shared there's a part in the lyrics of Moonlight that are really close to me. Changes are fated to happen to everyone. Perhaps it is how we change that is our karma to bear. I like this part of the lyrics very much in this song. Changes are inevitable to everyone. It's just a matter of how we change.
가끔씩 내가 내가 천재인 것 같다가도 가끔씩 내가 재능이 없는 것 같기도 해 어떨 땐 곡이 미친 듯이 나오다가 다시 막힐 때는 한없이 또 막히더라고 마저 지금도 Verse 1은 존나 빠르게 썼는데도 Verse 2는 진짜 안 나오네 진짜도 인생도 마찬가지겠지 뭐 안 해만도 어차피 평행은 없어 선택의 문제라고 영어는 존재하지 않게 지금 뭣도 불멸의 주제는 존나게 부담스럽고 그냥 음악이 좋아서 시작한 게 딴데 내게 붙이는 수식어들은 가끔은 버겁네 어쩌겠어 그냥 달려야지 뭐 어쩌겠어 진 건 잡아야지 뭐 어쩌겠어 받은 건 갚아야지 뭐 부딪힐 것 같으면 더 세게 밟아 임마 새벽에 맞는 저답이 여전히
Ooh. Now let's get into this. Listen, sometimes I feel like I'm a genius. Sometimes I feel like I have no talent. This may be a reference to the popular Min Yoongi genius meme, wherein Yoongi jokingly introduces himself as a genius in BTS' first run V Live. Yoongi Studios, also called Genius Lab. Yoongi holds differing ideas of himself that are informed by differing parts of him, from the comical stage persona he puts on to his more personal insecurities and self-doubt. Sometimes songs write themselves like crazy, but then almost as if his life is a song and it plays out on its own. He has no ability to take hold and control it. Though he can write songs, he can choose activities in his day, he has no choice but to live life as it is given to him, and the days write themselves. Okay. But can't make verse 2 no matter what. I'm gonna probably go with it. I wrote verse 1 fucking fast, but can't make verse 2 no matter how hard I rack my brain. This is a displacement of the ways which people can arrive at crossroads in their lives. Though we may have gone through our intentional lives flying through things, there often comes a time where we are unable to continue. We can try as hard as we like, but we won't get anywhere for a long time. It often takes both mental and physical strength to move yourself forward. It can be infuriating to be in this situation, both knowing and not knowing the way forward. This line displays the image known to so many of an inability to continue, especially when you find it to be in something you are passionate about. Okay, I started it just because I like music, but the adjectives they attach to my name feel too much sometimes. Yoongi and the other members of BTS have often been called high-profile titles by the media, including, among others, the Beatles of the 21st century by BBC, Next Generation Leaders by the Time magazine. However, Yoongi never meant to become this big. He just continued because of his love for music. In the BTS 2018 doc series, Burn the Stage, he said, "At first I wanted to succeed and make money, but strangely, I didn't want to become famous at first. I just wanted to become a songwriter. So I came to Seoul." Okay. What can I do this year? What can I do? I should just kept running. What can I do? I should have just kept holding on to things I'm grasping. He doesn't know what to do, and is almost trying to do anything at this point. He's scared and doesn't want to confront his troubles, so he runs. He doesn't want to fully leave what he has either, since he tries desperately to grasp onto what little he feels he has left, no matter of how much he actually has. His lack of confidence within himself is displayed with the repetition of "what can I do?" and with a tone of fear. Expectoration shows accurately the ways which he feels helpless in this moment. The word choice of "can I do" also signifies the fact that he feels unable to do anything and is searching, grasping for anything which he is able to do. Then the last one. If you think you're going to crash, accelerate even harder, you idiot. The A reference to the most beautiful moment in life, part 2, track Nevermind, where he said, "It won't be easy, but have this engraved in your heart. If you think you're going to crash, accelerate even harder, you idiot." Now that right there, that was a good song. I liked it how we got into a little bit of his personal life. And that's what I also like about Agust D. Agust D is, solo-wise, is one of my favorite out of BTS because he goes with the rap. He makes his music personal, and that's what I personally like. And he brings us into his world that we don't know nothing about, but he brings his personal feel to it, and that's what makes his music good to me. Is that he brings you to a world that you may not that you may not know, but he's willing to explain this world to you so you can understand his pain. But let's get into this second song. The song acts as the lead single off of the mixtape D-2. Throw. The title of the song references traditional Korean military music. The argument is usually performed with wind and a percussion instruments. In true military style, it is performed while marching and wearing proper military attire. Agust shared that the main purpose of this song is to be a sort of a trap for his haters. The music video is in line with this theme by portraying a sage storyline and was filmed at MBC Daechwita Park. May South Korean dramas have been shot at that location as well.
Yeah. 정말 조신의 왕된 놈 미쳐버린 범광의 flow 예전 출신의 영대 몸 그게 내가 곧 사는 법 미의 걱정은 말라고 나도 잃을 것만 타고 과거 뒤뒤에 가 누구 내가 챙겨다 잡숴도 말이 안 되지 yeah. 네가 계란이 yeah. 범으로 태어났지 적어도 너처럼 약하진 않지 촉박되는 강제롱 잔치 속에 존나게 어이없지 싹 다 죽여 난 예의 없이 새끼 그래 너 예외 없이 flexing 난 없지 yo 다 없지 Who's the king Who's the boss 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 산 새끼들 당장 놈의 목을 쳐
I like this song already. Oh fuck. This song here is fire. Also, I also like how we came in. I like the read. My fault. I like what I'm reading and I like what I'm hearing, and the fact that he's going fast paced with it is also pretty nice. But I'm gonna see what this means. Yeah, watch it. Literally means great blowing heat teams, blowing slash hitting. Is a genre of South Korean traditional music that constant, mostly military themes played by wind and percussion instruments. In the past, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It was performed by kings or noblemen. Um, Military marches, or when the army won the war, only the military was allowed to play it at the time. Currently, it is used by Republic of Korean Army as a welcoming song when the head of the foreign country visits Korea, and for the changing of the guard at Seoul's at the palace and the other palace. I don't know how to pronounce them. I'm not gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna say at the palaces. During his V Live radio show, DJ Sugar's Honey, FM 06.13, usually mentioned that when he heard that D is played for King's visit or army marching, he made a quick connection with BTS and army, BTS fans, and decided to make a track using it. He also said the real song in this song. Okay, but fuck. We so fly. We so fly. Private Jets, we so fly. Uni is a member of the very successful music group BTS due to the group's massive popularity and as a part of their tours and business meetings around the world. Their company owns the group's own. Wait, their company owns the group's own private jet. Now that's a fucking flex. Hold on. The 15th Joseon dynasty king was disposed and not restored and given the temple name. He was born the son of a concubine and was not the original successor to the throne. However, he by providing his leadership capabilities superior to his older and legitimate brothers, was eventually installed as crown prince. Yoonji's flow is as ruthless as him, as he allegedly murdered his own brother, who posed a threat to the throne. However, when he was prince, protected his own country to the end during the war, while the king, Guan, the father, ran away. In the anime Berserk, enchanted tiger cast from dark magic serve Emperor Ganiska to exert control on the kingdom of Wonhun. The born a slave but now a king line refers to how he didn't have much in his past, but now he is on the top of the world. That line could be also connected to the 2012 movie Masquerade. I don't know why the fuck I said in a Korean accent. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Masquerade, as Yoonjin likes historical dramas since his childhood, where he finds a double in order to avoid the constant threat of assassination. The music video seems to be inspired by this movie. Born in a ditch but rise up a dragon. That's the way I live. The line paraphrases Korean proverb Yung Nanda that could be translated as a dragon rises from a small stream and describes someone from poor background and humble beginnings that become extremely successful. In Korean culture, the dragon was always a symbol of power and often represents loyalty or leaders. Korean myths about dragons shows them rising from the depths of the sea, and therefore it would be extraordinary if one were to rise from a small stream. Yoonji has come a long way to who he is and what he achieved. Although he is now a successful artist and doesn't have to worry about financial issues, his beginnings were hard in many ways. In 2014 interview for BTS Fan Club, Yoonji said that he composed songs already in a middle school and even wanted to go to an arts high school, but he couldn't because the tuition was too expensive for his family as they struggled to get their ends to meet. At the age of 17, he was working part-time in a music studio in his hometown and was selling beats he made. However, he struggled financially and often had to choose between having a meal and being able to get home by bus. That's what it was like to work there usually. We don't have any income. Working in the studio was difficult to pay for food and transport. In front of the studio, there was a Chinese restaurant that sells food for 2,000 won. If I walk down further, there was a place that sells food for 1,000 won. I worried about it every day. If I eat the 1,000 won food, I could get the bus. And if I eat the 2,000 won, I have to walk 2 hours to get home. Even though it was tough, I want to make music, so I endured it. Apart from financial problems, his family did not support him, was opposed to him doing music since they suffered a lot. They wanted their children to have stable life and a normal job. He shared, when I came to the audition for the music label, everyone in my family opposed it. They didn't view music activities nicely. My relatives told me, what music for you? Go study instead. Okay, so in the beginning, poor. Okay, some people can relate to that. And it's crazy. This is crazy because we're reading the lyrics and we're doing a little deep dive. And we only like 2 songs in, and there's so much things we have in this song where he's going back to history and bringing it forth now, and we're learning that about his family didn't want him to do music because they was already poor and like they didn't want them to really take that risk, and he did it anyway, and he had to take the bus and worked very hard and had to choose between, if he get this food he can get home, if he chose that food he couldn't get home, he had to walk. And it's a inspiring story to have. I ain't gonna read it. I'm gonna just let it play. We already 32 minutes in. We only on the second song. So I'm gonna let this song play. 나를 타기엔 이 나라 아직 여전히 작아. 누가 시간은 금이래. 내 시간은 더 빙산돼. 틱탁슨 빙새끼도 명상의 아침을 꽉 다. 가끔 적이 없는 맥주 우리 박수역 비리매 좀 감사해. 내가 천천히 맥주 그런 이유로 약간 발달해 애잔하게 끝이 없는 재능이 없는 거지 뭐. 원하는 건 모두 가졌지. 이제는 물들 가져야만 만족이 될지. 내가 원했던 건 너 담은 돈 담은 걸 이 다음은 도대체 뭐지. 그 다음은 그래 뭘까. 관심이 느껴지는 현타 위가 없는 현상 위험보다 난 이젠 강하대 맘보다가 이대로 축제하고파. I'm a king, I'm a boss. 새겨놓아 내 이름 이만 찬 새끼들 강한 놈의 줄 I'm a king, I'm a boss. 다 알잖아 내 이름 이만 찬 새끼들 강한 놈의 먹을 줄. Is he pronouncing the W? Daechwita. Okay. Now that's one of them songs I'm definitely gonna come back to. A sample of the track that was first heard in BTS documentary movie Bring the Soul, in which Yoonji was working honestly on music. Oh shit. Over a hip hop instrumental, he raps about his success, asking the mythical question, "What do you think?" in a daunting way of daring his haters.
어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각하던지 난 미안한데 시발 저도 관심 없네 미안 저도 관심 없네 네 인생이 중간한 것도 네가 망해서 똥통을 벗어나지도 못하는 것도 내 성공이 네 실패와 연관이 있다고 생각하다니 착각이 수준급이 근접도 개그감들이 쏘쏘 네가 족된 것은 네 탓이지 no no 이 노래 듣는 전국 들으면 개박쳐서 줘도 바꾸 없이 또 직진 난 전 세계에서 fly 굳이 하지 않아 나 flexing but 전 세계에서 fly 날 해먹어 하나씩 에이 우리가 여태 하나씩 파풀이 붙었던 건 정도 신경 안 쓰니 알아서 떨어졌던 것처럼 다 싸그리고 fuck yourself 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각해 pay for the LV 어떻게 생각해 yeah 그 다음은 Grammy 어떻게 생각해 yeah 어떻게 생각하던지 나 미안한데 씨발 저도 관심 없는 어떻게 생각
See, this is why I like Agust D. I feel like, me personally, I feel like he wrote my drop. This is how I think he wrote my drop. Ooh. I can look that up actually. I can look it up. I'll look it up after though. Mic drop. Cause the way he talking right now, he is talking shit to the haters. He is talking his utmost shit to the haters. And he like, man, #1 on Billboard. Oh no, what you think? Next to Grammy. What? Like, come on, man. We make money moves around here, man. We make money moves. You hating? You saying I'm ass, but I'm #1 on the Billboard charts, man. Most album listen to. I'm the #1 group in K-pop, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? You talking shit, but really I'm up here flying private jets and going to Grammys, going to the parties. Woohoo, nigga. Fuck wrong with you, man? I'm 101. I'm 101.
어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해? 어떻게 생각해?
Wait, hold on. I just want to read this. These lines refer to how he has achieved his goals and how he as an artist keeps getting better and more popular and will go on to achieve bigger and better things. In 2018, Union with BTS earned their first #1 album on Billboard 200 chart with Love Yourself Tear. 2020, with Map of the Soul 7, they achieved for a fourth time. BTS also become the only band since the Beatles to debut 3 albums at #1 in the Billboard 200 chart in a year. They did so in the span of 10 months and 3 weeks. In 2019, BTS made their first Grammy appearance as presenters at the show. They also made history by becoming the first K-pop artist to present at the Grammys, additionally alongside with Husky Fox. They have been nominated for a Grammy in Best Recording Package category for their album Love Yourself Tear. In 2020, they have performed for the first time at the Grammys alongside Lil Nas X with the Soul Town Road, become the first Korean artist to perform at the ceremony. Yoonji has always made it clear that Billboard and Grammys are his goals, and his self-titled song August D 2016 from his first mixtape. He rapped Next Target is Billboard 4 years. During many interviews when BTS were asked what the next step for them would Yoonji was saying that a Grammy or to go to Grammys. Worth to mention, just after 3 months after the release of this song, BTS debuted at number one on Billboard Hot 100 with their single Dynamite, and the group held number one simultaneously on 5 Billboard charts: Hot 100, Social 50, Artist 100, Digital Song Sales, World Album. Moreover, later the same year, BTS was finally nominated for Grammy Awards Best Pop Duo / Group Performance. So he's like, nigga, I've been number one. You hating, but we at the Grammys with it though. 어떻게 생각하든지 미안한데 씨발 저도 관심 없는 내 통장에 0 걔들은 청춘을 담보로 한돈 I got a big house, big ring 뭐든지 가져와봐 줄게 내 black card 미디어 혜택을 받은 새끼들은 나보다 방송을 많이 타고 돈 자랑하는 애 새끼들 벌어봤자 얼마나 벌었겠냐 싶어 그래 이제 돈 자랑들은 뭐 귀엽지 돈 버는 네 급쯤에서 나 아깝지 군대는 때 되면 알아서들 갈 테니까 우리 이름 팔아먹으면서 숟가락을 얹으려고 한 새끼들 싸가리라 닥치게 I don't know 이쯤 되면은 알 필요 없지 아이돌 음악이냐는 말들에는 저도 관심이 없지 마지막 선물이 되겠지만 이것 또한 너희들에게는 사치 높게 쳐다도 못 본 마치 어떻게 생각해 빌보드 1위 어떻게 생각해 그 다음은 Grammy 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각하든지 나 미안한데 씨발 죽도 관심 없는 어떻게 생각해 어떻게 생각하든지 미안한데 씨발 저도 관심 없는 Okay, that's my shit though. Hold on. Oh my god, what is Strange featuring RM? Oh my goodness. Oh my god, even though in the group. Oh my god. This about to be a banger. Oh my god, this about to be a banger. This about to be a banger. Some in me is telling me this is about to be one of them ones. I have high hopes. I saw this on the album. I'm like, I'm listening to that. I want to listen to that right there. I want to listen to that. That's the first one I want to listen to. I was like, I gotta go in order. Let's see what this is about. Strange is a physiological discussion about what has become normal in modern society, opening with a piano instrumental that then falls into a trap beat. Both Agust D and RM makes observations on the suffering and polarity seen throughout the world and how abnormal things have been deemed. Oh my god, just the way I'm hearing this is about to be fire. How abnormal things have been normal, from economic inequality disapproval to war/peace commentary. The song covers the issues both artists find noticeably prominent. The song heavily explores the consequences of late-stage capitalism as a supply and demand system in overdrive. Capitalism provides material wealth as an illusion. The song highlights how capitalism constantly anticipates the wants of the consumer before they're even conscious of it. We are compelled to want things which we don't need, and we continue consuming new things in a feedback loop until we are unaware of what we truly want out of life itself. What is normal becomes an utter lack of self-awareness in a society where people lust after trends and abandon their dreams. My nigga, this is like if J. Cole and Kendrick made a fucking song. Oh my god, this is about to be so gas. I know that was an insane pool. That was an insane thing to say. And I don't blame you if you say, nigga, that was kinda insane to say. Hey man, I'm excited. I'm excited for them to come together on the song. I listened to her with him, J Hope, and Agust D on the same song. That is my favorite song right now off of I think it's Love Yourself, her album. That's my favorite shit right there. And right now I get them again. And you tell me I can't be hyped? Oh my god. Yeah, I'm listening to this. Let's get into it.
시스템 그 안에 대립과 전쟁이 아니면은 서바이벌을 트립 거부할 수 없는 삶 차보는 꿈을 담보로 희망이라는 모노펜을 랩 부는 불을 창고라고 탐을 시험해 부자는 가난조차 탐에 탐욕스럽게 세상은 흑과 백두만 존재의 끝이 없는 제로성 게임 속 끝은 볼만해 양극화 세상에서 가장 추한 곳 시실은 거칠게 잠식된 지 오래고 가장 이득을 보는 건 누굴까 가장 피해를 보는 것은 도대체 누굴까 평등 세상에 병들지 않은 자 때려 돌연변이 취급해 생하지 않은가 눈 감은 세상에서 눈 뜬 자 이제 눈을 멀게 하네 이상하지 않은가 평화를 원하는 자 싸움을 원하는 자 각자 이념의 끝 이상하지 않은가 꿈을 가지던 애들 꿈이 없음에도 다 정답은 없네 이상하지 않은가
Okay, before we get into my nigga RM, okay, I'm fucking with it already. We gonna get into this nigga first. Everything in Dust. Do you see? Well, everything in Lust. Agust D is questioning how a person is able to have a correct view on the world if one mind is clouded by lust, hatred, and ignorance. In many Buddhism-influenced Asian cultures, dust is a common reference to the impurities that could cloud our minds. These impurities are often referred to as the three poisons: greed, lust, attachment; anger, hatred, hostility; and delusion, ignorance, confusion, incorrect beliefs. Okay. Then the world is a giant system. In it, either opposition, war, or survival is inserted. Life that we can't refuse with dreams as its collateral. The capitalism injects the morphine called hope. Wealth breeds wealth and tests greed. The rich longs even for poverty. In the world, there's only black and white, these two, in an endless zero-sum game. The very end is worth seeing. Polarization is the ugliest flower in the world. It's been long since the truth's been eaten away by the lines who benefits the most, just who suffers damage the most. Okay, now let's get into this. With dreams as collateral, the capitalism injects the morphine called hope. Prompts of capitalism often claim that the motivation of self-profit also fuels the engine of progress. They paint a picture in which global corporations provide jobs to impoverished communities, thus lifting them out of poverty. In reality, capitalism has enabled the establishment of power in the hands of minority capitalist class through the exploration of a working class majority, the wealth, the wealthy dangle the dream of wealth in front of the poor, and hence them to work harder, more, make more sacrifices, and if they do one day, they will also become rich. Wealth breeds wealth and tests greed. Wealth it in itself is neither good or nor bad. Wealth in the hands of good people can be used to relieve a lot of human suffering. However, wealth in the hands of greedy people leads to exploration of underprivileged people who don't have the means to fend for themselves. Greed is the litmus test for wealthy people. What they do with their power and money determines what kind of people they are. Zero sum game is a term originated from the economics and game theory. It's a representation of a situation where a person gains an advantage and at the same time someone else involved must suffer an equivalent disadvantage. Zero sum games can include just two or many participants. A popular example of it is poker, since the sum of the amounts won by some player equals the combined losses of the others. Games like chess and tennis, where there is one winner, one loser. Also, zero game sums. Okay. Then we get in here. August D eliminating the fact that the majority of people in our society are so blind to the fact that they are sick in the sense that they are poisoned by greed, hatred, and ignorance, that a person who is well is treated as a weirdo. Thus, a person who chooses not to pursue the worldly material possessions is regarded as being unproductive and unfit member of the society. A person who chooses not to blindly follow the agendas pushed by various right or left wing organizations is accused of being blind. This also stating that those who are well able to think for themselves and don't follow the herd are considered mutants or different because they don't think like everyone else. Those who can see everything clearly are treated as if they are blind because they don't see things the way everyone else does. These are all typical reactions to people who stand out or believe differently than the majority in the society. Other interpretation of the lyrics, "A world with its eyes closed," is that Yoonji sees a society that which does not want to see the wrong sides. It's easier to think that capitalism is a system that, yeah,
You feeling better?
bit by bit. Like, where was I? It's easy to think that capitalism is a system that only brings progress instead of admitting the socio-economic and environmental downsides of it. That's exactly how this system wants us to be, blind and therefore unable to change it. The lyrics heavily references the ideas from the social physiologist and physical analysis, sociologist, human instinct, philosopher, and Democrat socialist Eric Fromm in The Art of Being. He writes, a person who has been completely alienated, who has remained sensitive and able to feel, who has not lost the sense of dignity, who is not yet for sale, who can still suffer over the sufferings of others, who has not acquired fully the having mode of existence. Briefly, a person who has remained a person and not become a thing, cannot help feeling lonely, powerless, and isolated in the present day society. He cannot help doubting himself and his own convictions. And my dog is right here. He wants to say, hey, come here. Come here, baby.
He better learn to crack.
Hey, brother.
Yeah. But
Say
see,
hey.
young
Like,
crazy motherfuckers just can't. Half of them can't just leave it at that.
Right.
You worried about what a motherfucker got nigga. I just would a nigga killed his best friend. Shit. Niggas don't get no fuck, man. That nigga killed his best friend, he ain't had nowhere to go. Not even
Alright. He cannot help doubting himself and his own convictions, if not his sanity. He cannot help suffering, even though he can experience moments of joy and clarity that are absent in the life of his normal contemporaries. Not rarely will he suffer from neuritis that results from the situation of a sane man living in an insane society rather than that of the more conventional neurosis of a sick man trying to adapt himself to a sick society. This fuck, I ain't reading all that. All right, let's just get into RM.
You think you got taste? Oh baby, how do you know? I mean, for God's sake, everything's under control. 며칠선 다려주고 자본이 통제하는 취약. People talk, 내 피드가 설명해주지나. 돈 얼마 조건 다이 시스템의 slave. 자랑하기 바쁜 개목걸이와 cage. 총을 누구게 반짝이나 싸우네. 이제는 너도 모를걸. Oh baby, what's your name? 야극화 이미 활짝 피어버린 꽃. 내 못난 구멍에 박혀버린 동그란 못. 그래도 굴러가 어떻게든 더 이렇게 다 각자의 탁장에서 괜찮다네. 병든 세상에 병들지 않은 자 소련면이 취급하는 게 이상하지 않아 난더 눈 감은 세상에서 눈뜬 자 혼자만 눈 떴다는 게 훨씬 이상해 난 평화를 원하는 자 싸움을 원하는 자 손바닥 뒤집듯 바뀌는 말장난 꿈은 옥선이 된 그런 세상인데 정답은 없어 그게 정답이야
What BB? Hey, Bracket, Bracket? There you go. Bracket, did you like Bracket? BB, did you like the song? Did you like it? Alright, go to mama. Go to mama, Bubba. Go to mama. Where's Mud? What's that? What's that? What's that, Racket? What's that? Go get him, Racket. Go get him. What is it, man? I had to get my dog out of here. The door open. But let's get to the next song. This was 28 is about 28 is a self-reflecting track is titled after Eunji's age at the time of the release in Korean age over an art. What the fuck? As of June 2023, South Korea officially abolished the traditional Korean age system for administrative and legal matters, adopting the international system 0 at birth plus 1 on birthday. Traditional Koreans were 1 year old at birth and gained a year on New Year's, while officially many still use traditional ages. Racket, I gotta record, man. I gotta record. What you want? What you want? Hello, party people. I did not know this though. I did not know this about the Korean Aces. Or R&B instrumental, representative of his past productions like Wine. He shares his worries concerning growing up and coming of age. The Korean title translates to seems like I am becoming an adult, which shows the more nonchalant perception of growing up.
나이를 먹어가고 세상을 알아가는 그럼에도 세상을 모르는 게 더 약이었을까 불이 꺼진 방안가는 전혀 다른 야경을 바라보며 낮게 읊조린 말 점점 어른이 되나봐 기억이 안 나 내가 바란 것들은 무엇이었나 나 이제는 겁나 꿈의 파편들은 어디로 갔나 숨을 쉬는데 심장은 고장이 난 것 같은데 그래 이제 말이야 꿈을 지는 게 보기만 한 어른이 되는 게 어른이 되는데 Oh no 스물이 되면 바뀔 줄 알았지 졸업을 하면 바뀔 줄 알았지 그렇게 서른이면 그래서 나는 뭐가 바뀌었지 가끔씩 벌컥이 없이 눈물이 쏟아져 내가 바란 삶 내가 원한 삶 그저 그런 삶 먹어대든 이젠 상관없이 하루라도 막 걱정 없이 하루라도 막 고민 없이 사는 게 점점 어른이 되나봐 기억이 안 나
I like how my boy really get into that music bag, you know what I mean? I like how you get into that music bag. Well, hold on, I grow old, learn about the world. Even so, would it have been better if I knew nothing of the world? Look at the night view, completely different to this room with its lights off. The words I muttered with a low voice. Okay, I can't remember what was it that I wanted. Now I'm scared. Where have the fragments of my dream gone? And I also like this person voice right here. Actually, hold on. This. I actually have a good voice. I'm not really too surprised by it, but they got a good voice. I fuck with it. Make me crazy. I was about to say, is that a Spider-Man fucking thing? But
내가 바란 것들은 무엇이었나 나 이제는 겁나 내 꿈의 파편들은 어디로 갔나 숨을 쉬는데 심장은 고장이 난 것 같은데 그래 이제 말야 꿈을 지는 게 보고기만 한 어른이 되는 게 어른이 되는데 Oh no
Max, burn it. According to Elite Daily, burning has a double meaning in this song. One can burn down a version of this heavily behind ash, which Suga says takes courage. Or one can light up, or one can light up a version of themselves so it can becomes as bright as the sun. The song discusses as well the conflict with your past self as life changes by the time. They want to burn their old self and old insecurities and bad memories in order to see what they changed in their present self, or how much they have achieved by the time. Another possible meaning is to set fire to everyone in your life. The track contains lyrical references to UG's verse in Ada Tia. Really? The guy that made Stupid in Love This was like the last thing I would think about. Okay.
I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know. And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. 돌아가보자고 지난 날, 에이, 나를 파괴하던 시간과, 에이, 시기증오 혹은 열등감, 한들에게 사로잡힌 삶, 에이, 성공을 맛보는 지난 날, 에이, 그때와는 뭐가 다른가, 에이, 글쎄 크게 다르진 않아, 에이, 태워버리자고 지난 날 가장 깊은 곳 밑바닥까지 남김없이 더 타겠지. 불을 붙여 뭐 끝에 뭐가 또 나랬지. I don't know, 에이, 다 태우고 나면 뭐, 제만 남을지도 모르지, 아님 그대로 올지. Yeah. I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know. And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Burn it. 가장 깊은 곳에 너를 마주하지. 지구 혹은 증오, 혐오, 분노까지. 그것 또한 얼마나 되려 허망한지. 어쩌면 그것들은 마저 신기루. 어쩌면 그래 그것들을 배움으로. 열정을 강요받는 것은 아니지. 조심이란 단어를 조심하길 바래. Don't be afraid. 불을 붙여봐. 뭐가 됐든 그래 말할 수 있게 불을 붙여봐. 과거에 너, 현재에 너. 뭐든 좋으니까 쉽게 그래 불을 붙여봐. 타오르는 태양이 될런지 아니면은 타고 남은 척가 될런지. 언제나 선택과 결정은 너의 목화가 마음포기 도안 용기 힘을 잃지 말게. Damn. I see the ashes falling out your window. There's someone in the mirror that you don't know. And everything was all wrong. So burn it till it's all gone. Yeah, burn it. Nah, sorry. Yeah, burn it. I want it. Yeah, burn it.
I knew Mac's voice was good, but this in this feature, I ain't gonna lie, it's pretty fire. I did not expect that one at all. Look back to the past days, the time that had destroyed me, jealousy, hatred, and the feeling of infertility. The life held captive to resonate. After tasting success, what has changed in me compared to then? I don't know. I'm not much different. Okay. I like this message. I like this message this song got for real. I like the message this song already got.
Yeah, burn it. I want it.
But when I tell you, he know how to collab. This nigga know how to collab, boy. He know how to collab. Now, people part 2. Now, this is a discussion we can have. And not a sort of. People can be inferior in many ways. From his personal and present point of view, Yoonji reflects and recognizes the people that he has met through his life. He also notices that as he began to change, the people around him also began to change. In either good way or bad way. And their everyday reality is completely different now. Yoonji also shared that this track is one of his favorite from D-2 mixtape, and he listens to it a lot. Now, I only listen to People Part 2, and I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with the woman, And I fuck with the chemistry they got right there. I wish like, you know, they came back together type shit. Did something. I wish they did the first one, but I'm really here what the first one got though. Let's get into it. Big August.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. 산들바람 스쳐가는 사람 스며드는 사람 나는 어떤 사람 나는 좋은 사람 아님 나쁜 사람 평가는 가지각색 yeah, yeah. 그냥 나로 살아 다들 살아가겠지 yeah. 다들 사랑하겠지 yeah. 다들 바래가겠지 yeah. Yeah, yeah. 입시가 됐지 yeah. 사람들은 변하지 나도 변했듯이 세상살이 영원한 건 없었다 지나가는 happening Why so serious? Why so serious? Why so serious? I'm so serious I'm so serious I'm so 뭐 어때 스쳐 지나간 뭐 어때 yeah. 뭐 어때 상처받으면 뭐 어때 yeah. Yeah. 멋대로 돌아플지도 가끔은 속상해 눈물을 흘릴지도
My boy getting his vocal bag. My boy getting his vocal bag. Okay. I wasn't peeping you. I wasn't peeping the vocal bag. Let's finish before I make my statement.
뭐 어때 그렇게 살면 뭐 어때 yeah, yeah. 물이 흘러가는 대로 흘러가 저기 끝이 뭐가 있을지도 특별한 삶 평범한 삶 그 나름대로 좋은 게 좋은 거지 뭐 좋은 게 좋은 거지 뜻대로만 되지 않지 불편한 다들 감수하지 극적인 상황들의 반복은 삶을 지치게도 해 사람들이 그런 거지 없으면 있고 싶기도 있으면 없고 싶기도 누가 사람이지 동물이라 했나 내가 보기에는 후회의 동물이 분명한데 사람들은 변하지 너도 변했듯이 세상살이 영원한 건 없었다 지나가는 happening 너의 평범함은 되려 나의 특별함 너의 특별함은 되려 나의 평범함 나의 평범함은 되려 너의 특별함 나의 특별함은 되려 너의 평범함 뭐 어때 스쳐 지나간 뭐 어때 yeah. 뭐 어때 상처받으면 뭐 어때 yeah. Yeah. 멋대로 돌아플지도 가끔은 속상해 눈물을 흘릴지도 뭐 어때 그렇게 살면 뭐 어때 yeah, yeah.
Now, this was a good song. I'm definitely let me add it hus to that playlist. To me though, People Part 2 was better, man. It's just something about IU voice. It's just something about it, man. It took that song to another level. Now, if he had a different singer, you know he was hitting them notes. He was hitting them notes for real. He was singing his ass off. And it's a good song, don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you, boy, I'm telling you. When you hear People Part 2, turn up in the snow. Like, bro, her voice come in so clutch. And the chemistry they had in that song, oh my god. Yeah. You can't beat that. You can't beat Part 2. So Part 1 is good, but Part 2 still got me, bro. Part 2 still got me, bro. Honsool translates to drinking alone. The phrase is observant slang derived from Hanja, which means alone, and which means alcohol. Displaying his own vocal skills along with his rap, Yoon-ji narrates what happens after everything, after shows, after schedules, etc. He portrays the bittersweet relief he feels at the end of each day and how drinking lifts some of the weight off his shoulders. My boy My boy a drinker.
오늘도 하루 위가 마치고 바로 귀가 방문을 들어서면은 온전히 나를 마주하는 시간 정막이 가득한 밤 샤워를 끝마친 다음 술로 해독하는 기억 자라나는 하루의 마침표는 술의 지두 고단한 하루 일과는 어찌어찌 해냈고 골박해지는 일정은 일주일에 세네쯤 적당히 먹고 자지 뭐 어차피 잠도 안 오는데 내일은 내일 걱정하지 마 Fuck I don't care 집어넣으면 토할 것 같아서 시기가 올라오니까 솔직해져보자 내 삶에 관해서 Oh yeah 돈 명예부 토픽 락 스타디움도 가끔씩 무섭고 막 도망쳐버리고 싶더라고 슈퍼스타가 되면 매일 파티를 하며 사는 줄 이상은 현실의 뒤통수를 시원하게 갈기는 줄 상관없어 어차피 뭐 내일은 다시 오고 좀 울어 일어나도 저런 너도 하루를 번져내는 거지 뭐
I like the slowness. My boy just trying to portray it like, hey, gang, let me. This how my day is, bro. In a song, like, hey, as soon as I get home from a concert, hey, nigga, I'm chilling.
Set me free, yeah.
This track, which UG supplies with his rare vocals, covers the urge to escape the monotony of some days, given the context of a pandemic-induced self-quarantine. It's not a stretch to imagine Set Me Free in both figurative and literal cry. This follows a theme of feeling ensnared that is explored through some of the mixtape, including not partially subtle In some of the promotional material, this track also mimics the structure of the interlude from his previous mixtape, Interlude Dream Reality, with a repeating line and dreamy, spaced out instrumentals.
Set me free, yeah. 그게 내 맘이 아닌 걸 알면서 Oh no, no, no. Set me free. 난 자유롭게 허공에 떠있네. Set me free. 요즘 기분이 왠지 꿀꿀해. 내 하루는 바닥에 속이고 또 하루는 창공에서 나네. 왜 Set me free, yeah. 내 맘대로 안 될 걸 알면서 Set me free, yeah. 그게 내 맘이 아닌 걸 알면서 Oh no, no. Set me free, yeah. Set me free, yeah. Set me free, yeah. Set me free, yeah. Set me free.
My boy showed us why he got the vocals. Kim Jong-won. I have never heard of this name. Let's see. Dear My Friend is the closing song on D-2, and it details the story of Yoonji's childhood friend with a more ballad-like tone. If he recalls a friend he had in his hometown, Daechwita, that's in jail, he asks himself whether they would have still been friends if things were different, or if he had stopped his friend. This isn't a hateful song. It's more nostalgic and regretful. The Korean translates to "what would it be," and composing phrase on the track. Let me see. Golly. Is he a singer? Guessing probably not.
아직도 여전히 네가 난 그립고 또 그립네. 아직도 여전히 함께한 추억이 날 맴도네. 어쩌면 그때 날 잡았다면, 아니 그때 너를 막았다면, 아직도 여전히 우리는 아직도 친구일까? 어땠을까? Dear my friend, 어떻게 지내니 너? 난 뭐 잘 지내 아가씨피 뭐 Dear my friend, 나 솔직히 말할게. 난 네가 존나게 미워 아직도 여전히 기억해 함께였었던 지난 날. 댁으로 함께 놀러갔었던 우리 시간과 수많은 날 둘이면 세상도 무섭지 않아 말았던 우린 지금 전혀 딴 길을 걷지. 그때 기억나? 아마 신사였나? 둘이서 소주를 기울이며 나눴던 우리 대화. 세상을 씹어먹을 거라던 우리 둘의 포부. 원대한 꿈을 품었었던 우린 어렸었지 꼴랑 나의 소물. 갑작스러웠었던 연락 두절. 한참이 지난 뒤 모르는 번호로 왔었던 너의 부모님의 그 짧은 전화 한 통에 곧바로 달려가 봤지. 서구지소 안양은 너머랬지. 아직도 여전히 네가 난 그립고 또 그립네. 아직도
함께한 추억이 날 맴도네 어쩌면 그
I can relate a little bit to this because I do have a friend that's currently serving time. You do wonder if you miss him. You do wonder if you miss him. And that right there is a hard question. Because my friend, when our friend did get put in, my friend had a hard time with him being in there. And like, you kind of do wonder if things could go different and if you could like help him out, especially if he was there and you could have like prevented it. But you also, it's like it's a difficult thing to kind of explain.
날 잡았다면 아니 그때 너를 막았다면 아직도 여전히 우리는 아직도 친구일까 어땠을까
네가 변한 건지 아님 내가 변한 건지 흐르는 시간조차 미워 우리가 변한 거지 뭐 야 네가 밉다 야 네가 싫다 야 이 말을 하는 이 순간조차 난 네가 그립다 에이 매주 갔었던 서울 굳이 소면했길 왕복 3시간쯤 됐었던 먼 길을 혼자서 나섰지 너의 재판날과 너의 출소날 눈이 펑펑 얼어겨 힘들고 똑똑히 기억나 그리고 간만에 본 넌 전화 딴 사람이 돼버렸고 눈이 풀린 채는 말했지 그래 볼 생각이 없냐고 난 화가 났고 또 욕을 했네 유일한 친구였던 너를 되돌릴 방법은 없고 너는 괴물이 돼버렸네 내가 알던 넌 없고 널 알던 난 없어 우리가 변한 건 비단 시간 때문이 아닌 걸 난 알아 네가 알았던 난 없고 내가 알았던 넌 없어 우리가 변한 건 비단 시간 때문이 아닌 걸 넌 없어
아직도 여전히 네가 난 그립고 또 그립네 아직도 여전히 함께한 추억이 날 맴도네 어쩌면 그때 널 잡았다면 아니 그때 너를 막았다면 아직도 여전히 우리는 아직도 친구일까 어땠을까 아직도 여전히 네가 난 그립고 또 그립네 아직도 여전히 함께한 추억이 날 맴도네 어쩌면 그때 널 잡았다면 아니 그때 너를 막았다면 아직도 여전히 우리는 아직도 친구일까 어땠을까
And that was D-2 by Agust D, man. This was a great album. It was a beautiful album. Heard different things, tried out new things, and learned a little bit more about Agust D. He's slowly becoming one of my favorite soloists. Well, one of my favorite artists, I will say. If you like this, please like, comment, subscribe. If you have more album suggestions from any other group, let me know. And this has been your boy Random. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Later.